I'm Greg Shapiro, and let's queer up health. Court decision allows federal investigators to access transgender patient records. A federal court ruling has cleared the way for federal investigators to access patient medical records from healthcare institutions providing gender-affirming care to minors. The decision follows extensive legal challenges from civil rights organizations, healthcare providers, and impacted families who sought to block Department of Justice grand jury subpoenas. Federal officials maintained that the records were necessary to investigate alleged healthcare offenses, including off-label prescription practices, insurance billing, and medical compliance. Conversely, advocacy groups argue that seizing sensitive patient files violates Fourth and Fifth Amendment privacy protections and creates a dangerous precedent for government intrusion into private medical decisions. Legal representatives fighting the subpoenas emphasize the chilling effect on healthcare privacy, with Lambda Legal senior counsel Omar Gonzalez-Pagan asserting, quote, using subpoenas to attain the identities and sensitive health information of transgender young people to effectuate such goals should send chills down the spine of every American, end quote. Civil rights organizations indicate they plan to appeal the ruling as broader legal disputes over medical privacy continue in federal courts. Well, from my perspective, I would probably put more faith in the advocacy groups arguing that, quote, seizing sensitive patient files violates Fourth and Fifth Amendment privacy protections and creates a dangerous precedent for government intrusion. I mean, it's haunting. Government intrusion into private medical decisions, end quote. And I certainly believe what they would say over the shady claims being made by federal officials.
Bill?
No, I mean, it's just outrageous. We go through a period, what happened to HIPAA laws? It's like, what we talked about in the earlier story. There's this double standard existing in every avenue, everywhere we look. There's a one standard over here, but then there's this other standard to get at our community. It's so upsetting. I can't.
Well, this should concern everyone, okay, whether you're transgender or not, all right? The reality is that your private medical records should not become a political weapon no matter who you are, Because once we decide the government can reach into one group's healthcare decisions, then every American is going to be asking, like, whose medical records, can we get into at any time, And that just can't be the case.
It's like a domino effect.
It really is.
And there can never be any good reason. There really can never be any good, because like you say, you open Pandora's box, you can't close it again.
You can't.
Well, what's a little unnerving is that this decision comes from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is generally considered the most liberal court. Now, of course, when you've had so many years of Republican rule, they can make appointments, but it's generally been considered that. So now it was a split decision on the Ninth Circuit. So now the case is sent back to the district court judge in Seattle. He'll adjust his ruling as such. Then it will probably be appealed again to the Ninth Circuit and then likely on to the Supreme Court. So this was going to be going on for a while. But you know what? Here's the thing. Off-label use is nothing new. You know what the most famous off-label use is? Viagra. It was a heart medication. But don't nobody know that now.
Yeah, right? Well, mind you, everybody can get Viagra, but God forbid I need an abortion. That part. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.